the Clone Wars trailer came out.
Oh.
And I wasn't like hugely aware of this. Like, honestly, I'm not a big Clone Wars fan. I liked the movie, which again, I'm probably in the minority because I actually liked the Clone Wars movie, the one, the one that was released theatrically. I actually enjoyed it, but I never really got into the series. I do know that because of what happened in The Mandalorian, which, Heather, have you seen The Mandalorian?
No, I haven't, but all I could say about Star Wars and The Mandalorian is Baby Yoda Baby Yoda do. That thing has been stuck in my head ever since I freaking thought of it like the first time. And I have the whole song like planned it out, and I'll just sit there and sing it to myself.
Baby well, Baby Yoda is the breakout star of The Mandalorian. There's no denying that. But the interesting thing is Dave and I, we do a lot of like streaming wars coverage and things like that. And we've talked about how it seems like with The Mandalorian being over, there's not a whole lot of new original content on Disney Plus. Like there's no big it thing. And I guess this is what's supposed to kind of hold things over until like the next season of Mandalorian and whatever other, there's a bunch of Marvel projects coming, like, Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's a lot of Marvel projects, but they're not coming out for quite a while. So this is like their big thing right now. And I'll just kind of play the trailer in the background here so you guys can kind of see. I kind of talked to somebody on Twitter about this because I tagged him, and he's a hardcore Star Wars fan. He's like a hardcore, very positive Star Wars fan. And he said one thing with him is he just doesn't like this style of animation. And for me, I'm kind of like on the fence about it. Like Dave, you're a professional artist. What do you think of this particular art style in general?
I don't really have a lot of issues as far as stylistically with the choices they've made with Clone Wars. I'm one of those people who actually quite enjoys Clone Wars. I haven't seen every single one. I've kind of cherry picked the ones that I've watched, and I'm curious to see this one since, I'm of the belief this is going to tie into what we're seeing with Mandalorian to some extent. And this trailer looks kind of interesting. So I'm down. I don't have a lot of issues stylistically with the choices they've made. I mean, it kind of fits in somewhat with Rebels, stylistically. So they kind of go together. So I don't have any issues with the stylistic choices that they've made as far as the approach that they've taken with it. I think that there's been a lot of really great episodes on Clone Wars. So, I've overall found it to be worthwhile. So
I think one of the problems with Clone Wars, though, is that as far as the main characters go, and you can see the ones that they're featuring very prominently in the trailer, like Ahsoka and Darth Maul, we kind of already know their fates. You know what I mean? Because we know that Darth Maul, appears later in Rebels. We know Ahsoka appears later in Rebels. So one of the things that I kind of question, because I know there's a lot of people that are actually like really excited about this, but one of the things I kind of question is, kind of where's the danger? You know what I mean? When these characters are going to basically be okay because they have to be in Rebels, which takes place after Clone Wars. Where's the drama?
Yeah, I could see that, but I think, it's weird. I'm an Ahsoka Tano fan. I quite like Ahsoka. So I'm just excited to see more adventures with Ahsoka.
Gotcha.
So for me, that's about the extent of it. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm like I said, overall, I've enjoyed Clone Wars. So I'm down to check it out. So
Heather, have you even watched Clone Wars?
No, I haven't. So that's I'm not much of a Star Wars fan. Like Star Trek, don't like Star Wars. So the Clone Wars, is that an animation or a cartoon or something?
Yeah, it's animated.
Okay, because it looks like a video game.
Yeah, it does. That's kind of what it reminds me of too. Like I said, I actually was talking to a real hardcore Star Trek fan on Twitter about this, and he was just saying that the animation style has always kind of rubbed him wrong.
Was he not a gamer?
I don't think he is.
Okay, that's the problem right there.
So
that's the problem right there.
But yeah, it does remind me of that kind of style, of
Yeah.
that sort of video game style animation.
Yeah, because I think anyone who's a big video game person would have absolutely no problem with that animation, because if you spend 100 hours on a game that looks even worse than that and you're still invested in it, that's going to be great. Like that animation's fine, it's wonderful, let's get to it.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that. I definitely see that.